Hello everybody, for those of you who don't know me, my name's Mark and you join me today as we ride out down the B1414 from Thorpe le Soken. We're going to go through Beaumont, Great Oakley, Little Oakley as we head towards the edge of Upper Doverccourt, which is near Harwich. I hope you enjoy the ride.
And once again, it is a superb, sunny winter's day. Let's get a little bit of riding done. So as you see, I've pulled over a little bit. It's fairly clear here, and that gives me a little bit more visibility. Same on this side. Cars come in, pull myself a little bit more central. I've already seen all I need to see. Look at that, folks. Now we're just coming up to a right-hand junction. Essex Hay and Straw. Now if you go down there, it's called Key Lane, and down the bottom of Key Lane is an old disused quay, and there is a lime kiln there. So this is where they would have cooked lime to make cooked lime basically, for the building trade and for fertiliser probably, and all such good stuff. The really nice thing about Key Lane is along the edge of it, along the edge of the water, is a stone edging to the quay. Now a good friend of mine, Steve Rudd, who I have absolutely no reason to disbelieve, told me that the stones that are there, just bear with me a second, actually were part of the original London Bridge. Now again, you know, this could be myth and rumour, but Steve seemed quite adamant, and he's a good, trustworthy bloke. So how cool is that? Not only did some of London Bridge go over to the Americans, but some of the stones ended up here. And what I will try and do, if I remember, is I'll put in the photos. Some photographs I took of some of the more interesting, or a very interesting stone there. God, that sounds sad. That's a lovely stone, but no, it's an odd shape, and it's obviously been hand tooled, and it also looks to have some sort of a pivot point in it, you know, a lead pivot, or where steel has gone into the stone. And usually when you see things like that, you know, especially when they're out of place, you know it's a reused item, not cut specifically for the job. Oh, look at these dry roads. It's so tempting to just put a little bit of power on, but you know, the problem is first of all, this is a farming community. A lot of car drivers here don't know what that white line's for and think it's for them to aim right down the middle of. And there's lots of wet patches and flooding. So, sensible one today. Right in the distance, I don't know if you can see those, are the Felixstowe Dock Cranes. And this road is going to eventually lead us to Harwich. But we're not going to visit Harwich today. We'll leave that for a separate visit, you know, and take a ride down and do some filming down there, because Harwich is really a very interesting place, as is Doverccourt. Give a big shout out to Doverccourt. A lot of people probably don't know of it or haven't heard of it, but it's the upper part of Harwich, and equally as important, and there's some equally nice things there, and they have some beautiful beaches. Very underestimated place. I like Harwich. Some of you who are older might know it from the Ro-Ro ferry, roll on, roll off. Some of you still might use Harwich Parkston if you're going over to Amsterdam on the boat, especially the night boat. So I'm a country boy at heart, I guess. Now I much prefer the more barren countryside of, you know, our national parks, the Lake District, the Dales in particular. The Dales are my love. Peak District, lakes, all that sort of stuff. But even around an area like this, you know, a typical sort of farming area, you know, you see those ploughed fields, and I think there's a beauty to that. You know, the regularity, the smell of the soil when it's wet, especially when they're first of all breaking earth. I can see why, you know, Britain was, and I hope still is, a proud nation of farmers, as well as a load of other things we're a proud nation of. Oh, shit, man. Sorry. A while ago in the UK, there was a big thing about our Prime Minister cancelling certain sections of our high-speed railway line. And he said, look guys, I'm cancelling this, there are far more important things. One of the important things is to fill the potholes in our road. Yeah. So when's that going to happen? What's happened to that X number of billions that he's stopped spending? Because, to be quite honest, I'm not seeing it myself. Come on guys, just make up your mind. That's unfortunate. I would very much think in there is a small glider. So although you can't see much, to the right of us, as we're sort of heading round this set of twisties, besides the field and the sea out there, if you can see any of that, there is an area called Bramble Island. I don't know if that's its official name, but that's the name I've always been told it goes by. And to be honest, unless you'd really been told about it, or you're an avid Google Earth fan who, you know, sort of looks around these areas, you would have no idea its significance. It's just a big empty space. There you go. Oh, it is officially Bramble Island. I should know that. Just past this every day for 12 years. So why am I mentioning Bramble Island? Well, let me tell you. Bramble Island. Oh, yeah. Really? Bramble Island dabbles in what you would call organics, or organic compounds. Basically, they make explosives. So if you were to go onto a satellite mapping program, look at that, oh, bless him, you would probably find a whole load of little huts very, very well spaced out from each other. And the idea of these little huts is that's where they concoct the explosives, and the reason they're spaced out is if one blows up, you don't want to be near it. You see, there's Mr. Tesla. What a twat. Rammed right up someone else's backside, and did it get him anywhere? Lesson to be learned. Yeah. Good bit of driving. So we're just coming into Upper Doverccourt. And as I say, we're not going to do Harwich. When we get to this roundabout and the next roundabout, you could take a right. Both would take you in Harwich, different ways through Dovercourt. We're going to hang a left. And get to see a little bit more country.
Well, I hope you enjoyed our journey. That was the first leg. The next video will be the B1414 that starts off at Ramsey, goes through Radness, clips on the edge of Bradfield, and then eventually ends up in Missley. Very, very scenic. I hope you can join me. Thank you very much.